We live, man?
Yeah, we live, bro.
Yo, hey, man, welcome back, man. Better Left Unsaid. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
sir. Back in full effect, man. Episode 13. 13, yeah, 1-3.
Pull up these numbers in a second.
I'm finna say, double check that
these
shit.
numbers, though, but yeah, it's 13.
Yeah, episode 13. All right, back.
Oh, man. What's going on, man? How you feeling, dog?
Shit, man. Living life, man. A lot of new releases. Taking in all the news, you know what I
A
mean?
lot of news. Because I want to enjoy this shit for a second. I want to get all, like, the bullshit out the way first. Not even the bullshit, but it's, like, sad shit. You know, we're going to start off because we wasn't here when it happened.
Okay.
So, you know, I want to go ahead and, you know, just quick moment of silence. You know, RIP Takeoff. You know, he was
Oh,
a
yeah,
big deal in
man.
Atlanta,
RP
man.
Takeoff, man. Definitely a staple in the southern music scene.
Definitely. I mean,
Atlanta area for sure. So big
Alright.
big loss.
definitely. And I mean, as a person who, you know, like, to keep learning about new southern music, because I have to learn it from everybody else.
Yeah.
The Migos, when I heard them, I was like, oh, this shit sounds different.
Yeah.
It was super different. They changed a lot.
Yeah.
They changed a lot. They were a big culture movement, bro. Like, that whole shit shifted when they came out.
Yeah, I agree. I heard about him in college, probably like 2013, 2014-ish, probably around there. And yes, and ever since then, I heard Bando, somebody brought it to us. Ever since then, it was nonstop for like 5 years straight. So yeah, that was a.
I think I heard Versace first,
Yeah.
and then it was brought back when I heard, like, Hannah Montana, Bando, and shit like that. I was like, oh, all right. At first, I'd be honest, I was one of them people, I don't know what these niggas saying, but
Yeah.
they just, like, progressively got better, and it just, like, you know, it shifted, and they was, those 5 years or so, or even more, like, they were running for a minute.
Yeah,
And they
I
put
mean,
up big hits.
you could definitely put them up there with the likes of any any really rap brand. Period. Most people don't have like 5 years
Most
of that
people-
type of dominance. So
Most people don't even get a year
Yeah,
of
so-
that dominant. So, I mean,
I
and
mean,
they
you
was
gotta
going
salute
crazy.
them. They have several hits. Like, it's to the point, like, 10, 15 years now, Versus still think they are definitely
They
somebody
know they definitely. I mean,
that
they can
folks
go up
don't
there
want to
with-
see, yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they can go up with groups. They can
Yeah.
go up against some of the best of them, honestly. And I mean, bro, I
Yeah.
mean, like, even they had their time, and then, like, remember when Bad and Bougie came out, and that shit just
Number
fucking,
one in the world, man.
that trajectory just hit a whole another plateau. I was
Very,
like, this shit's
yeah.
ridiculous.
There's very few hip hop artists that came in and got a number one like that off a slow grind too, not just
Yeah, you don't just
fluke.
come in and just, like,
Yeah,
get
this
that
was
one night
like
wonder.
their popularity just slowly grew, and they kept, you know what I mean, changing. They start doing auto tune, start changing where they dress.
Definitely.
Had everybody want to be a part of it. Had people doing a dab, so yeah.
Hey, listen, and that dab shit went. That shit went
It took
across
over the world, so
fucking
yeah,
world, dog.
they really need their flowers. I wish Takeoff could have seen. Well, I'm sure he felt the love, but that group definitely needs
Yeah, I feel like
more respect.
I feel like they needed more love. I mean,
Yeah.
and to
For
me,
what
it
they
was just
did, yeah.
it was sad that the fact during the time that it happened, especially that they were a little beefing with Offset and then, you know, Takeoff and whatnot. I just felt like I wish they were, like, together during that time.
Yeah.
More so, but I mean, hey, you know, we'll see what comes out of it. But definitely, it's a
Yeah, rest
huge
in
loss
peace,
for the
yeah,
city.
Rest in peace to that. Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
they got the vigil going on what, Friday?
Yeah, they got this and I'm going on a State Farm on Friday, tomorrow.
You on the 10?
Probably not. I mean, I'm not dealing with that type of traffic, bro. But I mean, rest in peace. I hope it goes well. They got some legendary singers that's supposed to be performing and all that. So I don't know if it's gonna be like a show or what. I never been.
Yeah, I've never been to something like that. So
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
But yeah, the city been showing love since the passing. The world been showing love since the passing. So
That's the one
he
thing
was
about
definitely
Atlanta, man.
well respected.
They come together with
We always been together. Bro.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
a
even-
very united city.
more united than most, honestly.
Yeah, very
More united
united
than most. Other bullshit too. Well, not bullshit, but other, like, shit that's just kind of like, you know, we gotta talk about it. Kyrie. I wanna go
Yes,
ahead and get out
sir.
the way. You know, Kyrie. I feel like Kyrie's been a scapegoat. You know, like, you know, what they did to Kanye. Kanye was, you know, he said some things. He turned out to be right about a lot of shit. And you know, they get him out of here. Let's get everything out of Kanye. Now it's like, all right, Kyrie said something, and to me, we all know Kyrie. Supposedly, backstory. Kyrie, he tweeted a link or retweeted,
posted a documentary from Amazon. Yeah.
and that had some, like, anti-Semitism in it.
Well, it was labeled as anti-Semitism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Supposedly. You know, I don't
Yeah,
know. How
I
many
haven't
people-
watched it.
I haven't
already,
watched
so
it either.
I can't speak. on
I've
it.
heard a bunch of different people say a bunch of different things. They say that
Yeah.
there was that in there, but there was also a bunch of educational pieces that people are missing.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but yeah, this is all hearsay at this point. But yeah, the results was, well, they were suspended from the team.
I want to pull up something. Go ahead.
Yeah,
And speak. I want to see.
suspended from the team. Really been the major story in just more than basketball. Like they've been talking about this everywhere. So, like you said, it started with Kanye. Now it's just like a trigger, like a snowball effect. To
Definitely is a snowball effect.
Now everybody is kind of having their 2 cents added into. Some people hate him. Some people love what he's doing. Or some people are just trying to defend the action that's being taken against him. But you know what exactly? I don't know what he was asked to do to be reinstated.
That's what I was pulling up, because I do feel like some of this list I can understand, but other than that, it's weird. So like,
what is the list?
The list right here. He has 6 things to do. 6 things to do before he can return. Apologize and condemn the movie.
Okay.
$500,000 donation to anti-hate causes.
Okay.
Sensitivity training.
Right.
Anti-Semitic training. Meet with ADL Jewish leaders. And then meet with Joe Tsai to demonstrate understanding.
Okay.
I have a few takeaways on certain things. The sensitivity training, I can understand that. Because I mean that's like with a regular job, with anything. You know, sometimes if something happens, they're like, hey, you might need to go to training for this. If somebody, like for instance, like when cops go and you know if they get into an officer involved shooting, they do have to sit down and go to therapy and training and all that just to make sure, hey, you good, everything cool.
Man,
So
I think you got to be careful comparing different jobs and careers because it's.
But I mean, again,
that's like saying at a regular job, I can smoke weed at my job, but at your job you can't. So you got to be careful.
No, I get that part, but my thing is like it's sensitivity training. Everybody has some type of like sensitivity training, or just like
it's not true.
No, for instance, when you have a job, you have to take some type of like HR training type thing, right?
Every job doesn't have sensitivity trainings.
Not necessarily. Okay, I'm sorry. The technicality, but they have training in regards of like the workplace environment of how you should treat others and things like that.
They have policies built to protect. Yeah.
And so, I mean, the sensitivity training, I'm like, all right, whatever. You're just kind of going from what I know, like having a job like sensitivity training that we had. You sit there, you talk to people like, hey, certain things you shouldn't say. This is not okay in the workplace. Blah blah blah.
I don't know about that, but go ahead.
I mean, that's just my thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anti-Semitic training, you know, I mean...
It's the same thing as sensitivity training.
That's what I thought, too. I didn't understand, like, why they put both of that.
Okay.
The meet with the Jewish leaders. I don't know.
For what?
I was going to ask the same question.
Okay. As if did they have a partnership where they got select Jew? Like, okay, now y'all just getting ridiculous. But, okay, what else is on?
Then they, the apologize and condemn the movie. I don't know about that. Because my thing is, everybody has an opinion, right? Yeah. Everybody's able to say what they want. You know, there's going to be backlash depending on what you say. Everybody's to watch what they want, da-da-da. If I happen to watch, let's say I watch whatever movie, and something in it, something about that movie gave me some information that I liked, or that was education towards me, cool. I'm not telling you, yo, this part, the anti-Semitic shit, or you kill whatever's going on in there, I'm posting for that. Nah, this movie was just something in this movie gave me some educational pieces. Hey.
Right.
That's up to you to do. Like, that's like when we talked about it before, like with the Kanye shit. People were just hearing the think pieces, and people were just seeing the labels and the titles and just hearing snippets of the part, and instead of going and doing the research for themselves.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't tell you to, hey, here's the part in the movie that says, fuck you people. Watch that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they asked him what he did and did not agree with. So, I mean, if that's the case, then I can understand him saying condemn the movie as entirety because he didn't want to specify.
Yeah, he didn't specify. I think he was just
okay, whatever. I mean, but the bottom line is they got the right. I mean, it's their team. It's their job. So they can, like you said, it's legal to smoke in Denver. But if you play in the NFL, you can't be smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? So you have the power to do these things, but a lot of people felt the type of way about that. A lot of people spoke up. They said they're trying to flex their muscle and they're trying to, what they call it, buck breaking, as an older term to, make an example out of him, which is, as I thought it was some validity to.
I agree.
But at the end of the day, it's his decision. You know what I mean? This type of stuff is stuff we should already expect to happen. You know what I mean? At this point, it's just a decision of, is he going to want to. First of all, I don't think he should want to play for them.
I agree.
That was my first thing. That was my first reaction. I honestly didn't care what they was telling him to do. I felt like if this was going to be the result of me doing something that he probably thought was minuscule, and I can see why he would think that, I wouldn't want to play for a team that I got to be walking on eggshells for the rest of my contract with. So
that's point, am I allowed to say anything?
And that's my point. So
and he's been going back and forth with the media and
for
this shit for a long time.
For a long time, and now we get into a space where it's like, okay, so when I signed this contract, are y'all telling me what I'm allowed to believe and allowed to think?
That's what it seems like at this point.
Because now we're getting into the censorship space, and we've been talking about the First Amendment for how many years, even going to politics piece.
At this point, that shit even exist?
Exactly. It was people getting stuff flagged for just talking about the vaccine and going back and forth about that. And that has nothing to do with the belief system. That's just an individual decision.
I don't want to
shot. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I mean, if I'm Kyrie, all I can hope he does is take advantage of this and use it as a beginning of something, whatever he believes that should be. I don't know if he wants to. I don't know if he wants to play basketball in the NBA. I'm sure he does. I'm sure because that's what he often says. I don't know if he wants to try to start his own league or whatever the case may be.
Because I feel like he said that one time too.
He has said a lot of things. It's almost like and this is my thing, because it's like the Colin Kaepernick effect. So you got Kaepernick that's taking his knee, gets kicked out the league, then you sue the league, and you still want to play in that same league. It don't make much sense, right? So it's the same thing with Kyrie.
It's like an oxymoron, though.
He says a lot of stuff, but you still want to play in the NBA. So at some point, a decision got to be made.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he has to make a stance on one side of the spectrum. Like, you either over here or you over here. You want to abide by their rules, or you're going to do what you want to do and go move on and do something else.
Right, yeah. So at some point, we really got to make a decision. I mean, because that's the whole thing that was bringing up when Rihanna announced her Super Bowl thing. She was offered this years ago. Yeah. She turned it down because she was supporting the Kaepernick situation. And now she's doing it, but nothing has changed. Kaepernick ain't took a snap. So, I mean, at some point...
Maybe Kaepernick just don't belong in the league. Maybe he ain't in shape right now. That nigga ain't throwing the fucking ball up.
It's a lot of folks that don't belong in the league. That's another side. A lot of stinky motherfuckers.
A lot of niggas, though.
But cool. So, I just think at some point... I'll say this. If I had a chance to speak with the Kyries, the Kanyes, the Nick Cannons of the world...
Okay.
Those are three very influential, powerful people that have felt the wrath of when you go against or when you say something that a certain group may take as offensive or whatever.
Let me ask you before you get... Well, no, go ahead and finish because I had a question about that.
Shout out to Ice Cube, too. He went through something similar. Started his own league.
Definitely did.
At some point, I wish that they can build some type of plan, some type of infrastructure that is not regulated by people that have that much control and power over you, and you just let me know how I can help and support. That's all I want to do. Just let me know what I need to do. We done seen this before, man. If you want to call it racism, discrimination, it don't matter, bro. We done seen this before. So all these headlines, cool. We can call him a bad guy, call him an asshole, call him offensive. Okay, whatever. We done heard this before. They've been talking about this for years. They done did that to Malcolm, Martin, Farrakhan, everybody.
We were born.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna keep going on. So at some point, we just gotta make a decision to try something different. Because doing the same thing over and over is called insanity.
Because I feel the same thing about like what you said about like Kyrie, how he always on the other side of the spectrum, but still want to play in the league.
Right.
So, like same thing with Nick Cannon. You know, you say this, double back, get an apology, and you want to still be on their networks and all of that.
Right.
I'm like, all right.
I mean, yeah, but I want to be careful because that's not to frame that as if they are the issue with.
Oh yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
No, of course.
This is more of like I appreciate them for actually having the courage to you know what I'm saying, to spark maybe a movement, maybe whatever it is. Like they said, Tupac, I might not change the world, but I'm gonna spark the mind of somebody that does.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
I do feel like there's something something can be done. 'Cause, like, I feel like there's something that something can be done. 'Cause, like, say something with Nick Cannon, you know, you say this, double back, get an apology, and you want to still be on their networks and all of that. Right. I feel the same thing about like what you said about Kyrie, how he always on the other side of the spectrum, but still want to play in the league. So same thing with Nick Cannon. You say this, double back, get an apology, and you want to still be on their networks and all of that.
Right.
it's just about, the point of putting it together and actually having the backing and the support, because I feel like that's what lacks sometimes in our community, the support of just like everybody backing the person. Like, all right, cool, let's start our own shit.
Yeah.
It's like, so I feel like there's something that can be done. It's just about, getting the minds together and actually putting a plan in motion and actually starting that shit. Yeah. It's one thing to talk about the shit and doing a bunch of nonsense and a bunch of talking, and then where you at tomorrow? Same place.
Yeah, so I agree. So, at the end of the day, bro, just tell me the plan. Tell me where I need to sign up. Tell me where I need to donate to. We do got people that's already doing that. So, like I said, shout out King Randall, like I said last episode, who built his own school in Albany. Shout out Dr. Umar, who built his own school in, I can't remember, somewhere up east, like, I don't know, Connecticut or some shit. One of y'all, some shit like that, yeah. Shout out to whoever's building their brand from the ground up. Shout out to Joe Budden. You know what I'm saying, for sign away from the Spotify folks and
doing his own shit
and telling people that it's okay to be independent. You don't need to lean on nobody, whatever.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever infrastructure you want to use, or however the way you want to go about it, let's start promoting, start recognizing these people that are building their own brand systems, infrastructures based
and actually
off
going through with it, not just talking about it, actually putting their foot on it and just really going forward with it.
I'm waiting to see what Ye do, man.
And that's my next thing. I want to see what steps he takes to just kind of, all right, cool. After all of this happened, now what's next?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna go back to them and be like, oh, hey, I want to see him take leaps and bounds and just go forward with his own shit.
Yeah, I agree. Because like they said, they be saying you got to change, change stuff from the inside. We done seen that fail time and time again. So y'all keep talking all this.
Change it inside or outside.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna get changed, but just
knock it off, man. Make your own stuff and we good money. Just let me know where I need to send the money to, man. That's all I'm waiting on, bro.
Facts. I agree. All right, my man. On the other news, we talked about this guy before.
Who that?
Dababy.
Oh yeah, man.
He has what it seems like one of the biggest drop-offs.
Yeah, he's that's nasty, man.
Yeah, it is. So, he went from selling out arenas and stadiums to smaller venues, buy one get one tickets.
Buy one get one free. I saw him perform not too long ago too. Yeah, he was the worst. Yeah.
How was his performance?
It was a group thing. It was like a spring fest thing. I could see, if he was hot, how it would work, but it was a terrible show. Like the production team was terrible, and it was crazy too because he went behind like, I think he was a headliner too. He went behind like the hottest label. He went behind CMG. So he had Moneybagg Yo Gotti.
Yeah, he should have performed first at that point.
Had Big Boogie. I don't think Black Youngster was out there, but
okay.
Yeah, and Moneybagg Yo just had one of the biggest years like the last year or two. So
last like year and a half. Yeah. So he's been going up. So and Dababy seems to be falling off more and more.
He just can't win for losing right now.
Bro,
you can't do nothing right.
But you went from selling out stadiums to buy one get one free tickets. I saw. It's funny. I looked at it. The prices was only like $20 for the
$20 tickets. Yeah.
And you still gotta sell those?
Local land events be more expensive than that shit. You try to get to a mall, a museum, that should be like $50.
So the fact that you're doing your buy one get one tickets for $20 is insane. That's Payless prices right there.
At least he still doing shows. At least he's still getting booked.
Very true,
but that's nasty because that's a tour too for his album. That just came out too. But
it is, and his album ain't do no numbers.
Nah,
I might want to hear that shit, especially after that snippet came out. That shit was.
Yeah, he just not. He just ain't got it right now. I just think he got a bad team. The decision making is horrendous.
It is. I feel like his PR people don't like, hey, yo, don't go that direction. They just like, hey, do what you want and see what happens.
I think he threatened anybody that advises him to make good decisions.
I'll shoot you.
Yes, I think he
seems like that type of person.
He's one of the people that they probably just intimidated to, like, he probably got yes men around him type shit. And you can see it, bro. You can see it with his actions.
Wasn't that not too long ago where he was at a performance and he hit his, bodyguard or somebody that was on his team? Or
he hit an artist he signed.
Yeah.
He hit an artist that he signed, and then he dropped him from the label.
Yo, how you? If I'm standing there, you just turn around and swing on me and drop me from. Yo, that's
Not only that, his other girl artist, she didn't want no parts of him. I forgot what she was saying. I think she said one of them. What? It got some domestic violence was kind of involved with that too. I don't know if it was him or the other dude. I don't know what happened with the other dude. He came in with the stunning for babies. We ain't heard nothing.
We ain't heard nothing from him in a long time.
So, yeah,
we ain't seen him or nothing.
I just think, yeah.
I
think, and that's what we were just talking about. How the Migos had that gradual grind, because you know Drake gave them the Versace, but they still wasn't the hottest folks in the world.
Yeah,
they still had
hits. It still had to grow after that because I mean that helped them, but it didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It put him on a mainstream
map. Yeah, but
same thing that he did for McCone and Block Boy JB and all that. You still got. Of course, you still got to. Dababy fresh out.
Oh, he came in with
some heat. Yeah. As soon as he got this first national notoriety, he was on top of the world, and I think he was. And that's what happens. It's like Designer. That's what happens. You get too fast.
Yo, Yo, get Designer the fuck out of here.
Man, what's up with your boy?
Yo, first of all, let me get back to that. Hold on.
What's it, man?
Man, you know what the fuck I'm wearing over here, man.
What's that, man?
Yeah, New York, nigga.
Okay, so where he from?
Man, give a fuck where he from, man.
Okay, so you want to rep New York, but you don't want to rep New York?
That
was the face of y'all city, though.
The face of whose city?
Designer was the hottest in New York.
No, first of all,
he was the hottest in New York.
He wasn't the hottest in New York. He was the hottest around because we didn't know he was from New York. I thought it was Future.
He said it in the song.
Which song?
The hit. Panda.
Panda?
Yes.
I got broads in Atlanta.
First of all,
that's what he said, right?
No, he said that's where the women be. But he said his residence is in Bed-Stuy, some shit, whatever it was.
What do you got?
Hempstead or something. What in them?
First of all, don't throw my hood in there. Don't throw my hood in there.
Syracuse. I don't know where the fuck he from, man.
Hold on, let me rewind it back.
He's from Brooklyn.
He is. Okay. Fucking bum. I didn't even know that he was from Brooklyn, dog, until he said it.
I mean, what you want him to do?
Let's go back. 21. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of 21. 21 came out and said that his whole XXL freshman class, he'd beat all of them in the verses.
It's a little too much dip on this chip, you know what I mean? But I understand it.
I feel like
it's a bit much.
I feel like there's only 2 people in that freshman class, and I mean, depending on what kind of music you listen to, it may be 2.5 that can stand with 21, which would be Uzi and Kodak, right?
Yes.
And I feel like if you listen to, depending on what kind of music you listen to, Anderson .Paak might.
Anderson, of course.
Yeah.
It's like, stop it.
But I'm saying
stop it.
If you listen to that.
I'm just saying, like, mainstream notoriety. Like, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Silk Sonic is, come on,
yeah,
bro.
It's
like,
huge.
Stop it.
So, but somebody like Designer responding?
I mean, we can get him out of here. He just going through something. I don't know what it is.
He going through a
midlife crisis.
YK
Osiris, the baby, Roddy Ricch, and all that fall off is disgusting.
Super disgusting.
This is
super disgusing. I feel like Designers, he shouldn't be like that just because he only had one real hit.
Yeah,
he only had one real hit. He didn't really go like super. To me, you didn't go far enough for you to just stop what you're doing and not continue to try to put out something.
But he's still putting out music. What you mean?
He has?
Yes. You can look it up right now.
You listen to
it? He probably dropped the album this year.
I
checked him out. Yeah.
How was it?
I don't know. I couldn't understand that shit. New York shit, man.
No. First of all,
what's up with you, bro?
Come on, stop. No. Stop.
Whatever. He's from New York.
First of all, stop.
He's from New York.
So hold on. With that same thing,
they go to New York shit right there.
First of all, this ain't New York shit.
I'm from Brooklyn.
I'm from Brooklyn. Where? You ain't see none of that shit. You ain't see nothing. This ain't see Timmy Turner, nigga. Yo, you disrespectful, dog. So we had a conversation earlier about this, and I'm gonna ask you again because you keep mentioning that.
Right.
For new artists, right, in Atlanta.
Right, we got a bunch too.
Right?
Yeah.
They put out some music.
Right.
And that shit trash. Are you supporting it?
Yeah, you from my city. Keep talking about. Well, I'm not from Atlanta, but still, I'll support it if it's hot. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, from Georgia, because you said New York, Georgia.
If it's hot, of course. That's
my question is, okay, it could be hot. If it's not good.
I just answered the question.
So you still gonna support?
How many times I gotta answer the question?
I just want to make sure.
Yes, if it's hot, I'm supporting it because that's a point towards us. That's keeping us hot, man. We got number ones every year. We got the biggest album every year. We keeping this rolling, man. We keeping the music industry alive. Yes, I'm supporting it. We talking about. Yes. All Lil Baby, Gunna, everybody that dropped the album is number one.
That's them 3.
What you mean? Doug went number.
I said that's them 3.
Doug went number 1 twice.
I said that's
Gunna
them 3.
went number 1. Future, Lil Baby.
Yeah, you could support the good ones.
21. Come on now.
I like 21.
I'm
I'm not supporting designer bum ass.
That's 5.
I'm not supporting designer bum ass, dog.
Okay.
Yo,
so
he's trash.
So that's the problem with New York. You
no,
see what I'm saying? You
see,
just
no.
Man,
We stop uplifting these
and
bums.
Whatever, man.
Stop uplifting
That's
these bums.
your city putting out that trash.
He ain't really from there.
All my people's dropping bangers.
He copied.
What you was just hold on? What you was just saying when we came in? What you said 21 was doing to the new album? Didn't you just say he was doing what he did?
Oh, whoa! Don't mix up my words.
You just said the album was. Hey,
I said the album. I ain't said nothing about 21.
Who on the album? Who says it?
Drake.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you missed that part. No, you know what? Now let's get into it. Oh, it's your song right here. I can't even tell the. Oh, we ain't gonna. I
don't know what song that is.
You want to rewind? I'll rewind it back right quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'll cut that off for we. You know what I'm saying? Before they sue us or something. I don't know that. It's gonna have to get cut out anyways.
I turn that shit down real quick. But hey, listen, man. Let's talk about it, man. You know, Drake 21 dropped a collab album.
They did.
Her Loss. Your thoughts?
It was everyone's loss that heard that bum ass album. That's where we can start off.
Okay, go
well,
ahead.
first of all, we gotta address the elephant in the room. At some point, Drake has to let the rap game get the break it so much deserves. He has been flooding the game with mediocre music for the last 2 to 3 years. Ever since Pusha T broke his spirit, he has had no identity and does not know what to do in that damn booth. He's doing TikTok dances. He's cutting hearts in his head. He's throwing up bees with 21. He's wearing bees in his head. He's wearing braid. Like, what are you doing? He's done. He's done. It gotta stop. Y'all let him get away with blackface. He's dissing a shot victim, a shooting victim. Like, what are you talking? Come on, bro. Why are you dissing Megan Thee Stallion, bro?
It was a double entendre.
21 is the most violent rapper. He wouldn't dare. He wouldn't dare diss a woman
It was a double entendre.
that got shot. He's dissing Serena Williams' husband. Nobody even knows who that is. That's how you know he's weird. That's how you know he's corny. Serena, your husband's. He didn't even say his name. He said Serena. That's how you know he's a loser. That's how you know somebody's
Serena,
a loser.
he said,
when they got to mention somebody else's issue, you're corny.
Serena, your husband's
Stop
a groupie.
Stop it. You're corny. He's cooked, man. And ain't no. It's nothing I said was invalid. Everything I said factually happened. Everything I said. His sales been declining since.
Oh no.
His sales been declining since.
They slided to do 390 for this.
He was doing $1 million in a week with views.
600, 700.
He was doing $1 million. He was doing $1 million in a week. Scorpion came out, did numbers, and that was the last we seen.
And that was because God was playing.
Exactly.
That was
Come on, bro. Stop it. It's been going down since. He just dropped the worst dance album in history, and he's still trying to act like we didn't get the vision. No, the shit was trash. Beyonce came out a month later, and everybody loved the shit.
Because it's Beyonce.
And that's my point.
But nah, Drake.
You don't got that type of pool.
No, Drake. You gotta hear that shit in the bees or somewhere on the yacht somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hear it with a bunch of.
I heard Beyonce in the damn hookah lounge, and then the motherfuckers turned up. So I ain't
No. That's what I'm saying. You gotta hear that. You gotta hear that Drake shit overseas.
Anyway, the point is, let us live with these classics for the first 7-8 years of your career, and let us just have that for a minute, man. If you're gonna do anything else, just make a full singing album, and leave us alone, bro. But the rest of this tough guy 21, can you do? Like,
that shit was sassy as fuck, bro.
Knock it out, bro.
You seen all the videos they made?
Yes, I seen this corny Canadian, but knock it off. Leave us alone, bro. Props to 21 though, because that's a big look, and you've been doing your thing in the city for a long time at this point. About 6 years. Yeah.
And some of his verses on here, 21 did his thing, but
he still can't beat Kodak in the verses. So, but go ahead with your thoughts.
I might disagree, but hey, you know what I'm saying? Each his own. You know, we can go back, whatever. I have a slightly different take on that. I don't think the album is bad.
I never said it was bad.
Yeah.
I said it was trash.
Exactly. All right.
But let me explain. Not as a sonically, but as a concept. It makes no sense collectively. That collection of music makes no sense for that to be an album.
So this is what like you said. Okay, I get you. Sonically, the sound sounds great. I mean, even like some of the rapping is good on here, right?
Right.
If I just go like even like what you just said, like that song 21 Key Rich Flex. To me, that song had. We know what 21's gonna do on the track at all times.
Always.
I mean, if he could be talking about a girl, he could be talking about his friends. It don't matter. He's gonna. There's a subject line that he's gonna stick to.
He's gonna do what he does.
And he's gonna do what he does.
That's what he gets calls for. Yeah.
Cool. And I'm cool with that. I feel like Drake's vision just be blurred and he don't know where to go. He go from talking tough to being soft to being high to being we don't know. So, but that second half of the album was better, like 9 through 16. But I agree with you. It just seemed really awkward. Like, I mean, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's trash. I think it's cool, but it's still like I still don't have like a actual take on the album because I don't know. I can point out the songs I like, but as like the whole thing, I'm just kind of like
it makes no sense.
I'm just like, all
and
right.
That's why it's trash.
And well, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
My thing is too. Also, when you have, it's weird for me. I go for titles of the album. Her Loss.
Shit had. Go ahead.
First of all, listen, A21. I don't know what you about to say with Her Loss. Did you shoot her mans?
Right.
14 times?
Like, is there R.I.P.? That's what
yeah, cool. But Her Loss, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Then you start going to the titles of certain songs.
Yeah.
When I go to Rich Flex, I didn't get that. I didn't hear anything, at least from Drake. I didn't hear that part. Yeah. And it just starts, I mean, of course, like, sometimes titles don't mean nothing and whatever, cool. But when you have certain, like, he had Broke Boys on here. That song wasn't bad until he got to start singing.
The end of that was the worst.
When he got to that fucking, I can't say the words, but that sassy part where I can't fuck with broke boys. Like, yo, come on, son. You don't have to sing that. You could leave that shit off. You could have left that shit off, though.
You said he sounded like a $500 million contract. Like, he's close to the billionaire range if he's not one, right?
I think he is one, but of course, that Forbes shit you got to turn in. So, yeah, but yeah, he is.
When is the last time you heard a billionaire call other people broke? Billionaires don't even be around broke people.
Kanye?
No, Kanye talks about people that has less money than him. That's two different things. Billionaires don't even use the word broke because they're not around that. That's what people that got 100,000, they around people that's making 12,000 a year. That's what broke. If you're a millionaire, you dealing with people that's trying to hit their working a 9 to 5. That's what you use broke. If you're a billionaire, who are you talking to that's broke?
$20 million.
Exactly.
If you only got 20 mil, you broke.
Who are you talking to that is broke around you is what I'm saying. Who is he dealing with that's broke?
People that's in the game too.
Stop it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? He calling Pusha T broke.
Stop it, bro. Okay.
If he's doing comparisons.
If that was the case, he would have said that in his diss song.
I don't know about that because he won't call Pusha T out for nothing.
Exactly.
He won't call Pusha for nothing.
Exactly. He didn't mention nothing about money when he said Pusha T name. He damn sure ain't saying that about Ye. He could never.
No, he can't.
Damn sure ain't saying that about Jay.
He can never.
Damn sure ain't said that about Kendrick either. So we can stop all that right there.
Well, I don't know.
We can stop all that right there.
Kendrick,
we can stop all that right there.
He won't mention Kendrick.
He won't.
Kendrick will fuck around, come out that cave and fucking tear that nigga up. He won't even say that about Cole. They'll come out their cave and get the
listen.
Kendrick and Cole will do a fucking whole diss track.
You better not mention
this.
All them rappers that's selling 300K just rapping on some on some flutes. Drake won't dare say nothing about them boys. That's a different type of talent to sell that type of music. Stop it.
Like the Cole and Kendrick, what they do.
That's a different type of thing. None of y'all can. Y'all can't do that. The rest of y'all selling 15K trying to do that shit. Stop it. If that. Like, come on, bro.
See what Dababy doing out here.
Come on, bro. And he got the hardest beats.
You know what? That's the problem. We don't hear the beats. He jump on that shit before the beat start.
That's true. That makes me think of Roddy Ricch, man. Because I just think Roddy Ricch is so funny because he's trying to get away. He's trying his best not to become the baby.
Can you finally say that? Can you
Well, that's what I'm saying. It hasn't come to fruition yet. He's about to drop a project now.
Oh, okay. This is about
You know
to
what I'm
drop.
saying? Yeah,
I was gonna say that last one was
because the
fucking...
last one he been down, but that was a long time ago. He's about to drop Feed the Streets 3 or 4, whatever.
Okay,
he
yeah.
And he been doing all these, and he been dropping all these songs, and they haven't been getting cooked.
Yo,
but they
haven't. They got no traction.
But they ain't got no traction. But it's funny because every time, like, you know how people like they'll start like preview their new joint like to get everybody excited. All his shit sound the same. So there's no excitement behind it.
Because we don't know what's the next song. We don't know what the next song is.
But I give him credit because he's not going out like the rest of these guys that started following. Shout out to Tory Lanez too, even though he's stinky to me, but I definitely applaud him fighting through.
He said I'm gonna drop 20 projects a year, though. Okay, what y'all saying?
You gotta give people that type of credit. I think Dababy is trying, but he's just bad at it.
He's bad. I feel like he hasn't. I feel like you said with like Roddy Ricch, like that sound until you're able to at least like. Let me go back to Drake for half a second. That's where Drake was.
Man, get off Drake.
No. Damn. Oh, my
nigga.
No. What I was about to say was, with Drake, what he could do that was like a positive thing was Drake was versatile. Besides,
true.
He could change up his sound.
Yeah.
And then you have like new rappers who just can't, like Tory Lanez can change.
I agree. That's a fact. Yeah.
Tory Lanez can change up his sound. You have new rappers who just, I'm gonna stick to this, and that's the only sound I'm gonna give you.
I give you that. I'm joking around, but Drake is definitely he has to be top 10 all time. Just
based on what he did, yeah.
Just because he's smarter than everybody, I feel like he has been the smartest in the rap game ever, in my opinion.
I got you.
Like it's very strategic. He doesn't do anything that's risky. The only risk he's ever taken was the dance album.
That dance album, and that's way after.
And that was after he was already cementing what he was. So
because he could have never dropped another project.
And been
cemented.
It was already calling him like the kids was calling him GOAT like after it's like Scorpion or something. Yeah, exactly. Like that. So I will give him credit. He's definitely top 10 all time hip hop artist.
Yeah.
Period. So I will give him credit, and it's because he is able to do a lot of things that these other people just got no range to do. But and that's not even the new kids. That goes back. That's the same shit they said about Nas when Jay-Z was cleaning his ass up.
But I mean, that says a lot about if you take certain rappers, and that says a lot about them where we can criticize you now because you were at such a high level and you did all of this great shit, and now all your shit is like
slightly
Because even like if you go back and like Certified Lover Boy, that wasn't bad, but what happened was
it was terrible for his career.
I feel like it just for what was going on during the time and like that whole promotion and like you said the heart in the head and all that shit, you delivered a subpar. If you just didn't do anything and just put out another album,
if that was a surprise album, folks.
Yeah, if that was just another album, you'd be like, oh shit, that's the same thing as like a Take Care of Views. Like it had the same sounds, it had all of that. But because of everything you put behind it, and then you said,
you just gave us a more subpar version of like Nothing Was the Same.
Because Nothing Was the Same. Yeah. So this when you have people like Dababy and Roddy Ricch who you done dropped, like Dababy done dropped 3 or 4 albums or so, whatever, and you hear the same exact shit every single time. Like I can hear Suge on 75% of his shit. Yeah. Okay, you gonna have to something's gonna have to change.
I agree. Now you can get that credit to Thug as well.
Thug has changed. I mean, as a person who wasn't a fan of Thug, and then go back and you listen to a bunch of his shit, his range is extensive.
And even outside of that, let's go to Weeknd. The Weeknd has the strictly R&B, druggy music, 80s.
Emo, like he went crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Weeknd fan.
And we can compare that to Chris, who's real poppy all the time. So
super poppy. I mean, he tried to get in his hip hop bag, but then he does get in his hip hop bag, though. He tries. He want to be a rapper too.
I think it's just I definitely got to give credit to those that just have a skill to take risk and adapt and give you new perspectives.
Even like you're not a fan. I mean, I like some of his shit, but like Tory Lanez, he takes the risk and he goes.
Nah, he don't take no risk. I gotta disagree. I agree he's versatile, but he don't take risks. He copies something that's been shown as successful. Right. Yeah,
because I mean that alone, that problem was
okay. Yeah, that was the Weeknd's whole swag. Yeah. Well, his rapping style is Drake style. Listen, every time he gets serious, he sounds like Drake.
He does.
told nah, he ain't no risk.
I mean, he ain't risky, but I mean, it's a risk to copy.
His whole fucking blueprint of success is based off old hits. He be taking. Stop it, bro.
Listen. His risk. Hold on. His risk is taking other people's shit and hopefully and making it sound somewhat decent.
They've been doing that shit since music was invented. Mary J. Blige's
whole career.
Like, come on, bro.
And
you
Puff.
Hey,
that's Puff, dog.
That's Puff genius too. So he took Puff the full model, but whatever.
But yeah, there's a lot of rappers that just like. And to me, if you're gonna do in the realm of like, I'm gonna do the same shit. Yeah. At least make it sound like what 21's been doing. You know what 21's gonna give you.
I agree. Yeah.
But it's been quality at least.
Yeah. Even he's gonna rap about the same thing, but he'll add a thing to it now. Mm-hmm. Now he'll, you know what I'm saying, talk about how this violence affected him or how his love life has been affected by or whatever.
I agree completely.
So yeah, and he'll do it over different type of beats and you know what I mean.
And he's even now changed. He's like, I mean, he's done it for a while, but he's changed his flow and tried to switch different flows instead of the same one to just how he usually raps.
He still is who he is, so I don't think he's ever gonna be looked at as like the thug or the Lil Babies of the world or anybody that's just like a certain, because the type of music he makes, like he's gonna sound monotone. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, if you listen to the way he talk, he sounds like that. So
his feeling comes more from what he's saying in the beat, than like the impact from like what he's actually saying in words. Like nobody like really. I can say I don't know anybody that really feels the shit he be saying because it's just violence most of the time. You know what I mean? Like nobody's like, oh my god, I want to go kill it. Like stop it.
Yo, sometimes you gotta work it off, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Stop it. But, yeah, you hear Future and all them start singing, and you hear Lil Baby say like some real, like you start to feel it. You feel Gunna, you be like, damn, I'm feeling fresh. I feel like anything like that.
Of course.
21 is more like, this shit just he killing this shit, like you know what I mean. So
but I mean, he's doing it at a high level for him.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's anybody else in that lane.
Yeah, you have Dababy, who I don't want to hear nothing from him, honestly. And I mean, listen, I've been saying it. I'm not a fan of Roddy Ricch. We've had this conversation. I'm gonna listen strictly for our jobs. I'm gonna listen to this, but
Roddy Ricch is talented, bro.
I'm not gonna say that he's
not a great rapper. That's all.
I'm not gonna say he's not talented, right? But to me, he should be just as. All right, you may not agree. I feel like A Boogie is successful in what he did, right? What he does.
Okay.
I feel like Roddy Ricch should I think he came after. He should be just as successful right under him.
I think he is.
I feel like I don't feel like it just resonates enough.
I just think A Boogie don't put out as much music, or hasn't been putting out as much music since Roddy Ricch got hot, so it's hard to compare.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Roddy Ricch, A Boogie never had a year like Roddy Ricch had. A Boogie don't got no album that's ever received that type of acclaim as Roddy Ricch debut.
A Boogie is loved around the world.
What they got to do with what I'm talking about? You see how you switch? I said, what are you talking about?
Around the world, my guy.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cool, but yeah, that's the reason they collab all the time, because they know they're very similar. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure A Boogie ever get that. You know what I mean? That momentum he had back when he was doing all that Star Tender and all that with 6ix9ine in that. I'm saying, I
fucking hate that. Get that shit. I don't listen to that.
That was one of his best albums, best projects.
Yeah, I just don't listen to that song.
It's a good song.
Yeah, I mean, fucking. What do you want the bricky yet, nigga? Bricky yet?
It still fits somehow. It still fits. I mean, he left that ass out the video, hating ass.
Man, yo, we don't want to hear. We don't see that man. Don't get that.
He was running y'all city for a couple years, but that's the. But yeah, man, shout out Kodak, man. I got you, man. The best rapper from that generation. 21 don't want to see you, even though.
Listen, I believe that 21 and I think 21 and Kodak is a good. I
think it's a great.
I think that's a great versus, honestly.
I think the boys have a tough time with Uzi too, because Uzi probably is the biggest.
Uzi is the biggest. Yeah. And I mean,
and he probably had the highest selling album. Like I remember when that last one,
Love Is Rage 2.
Not Love Is Rage, the Eternal Taki with the
yeah.
Shit, so like 300 like,
immediately,
like he went crazy.
Day one or some shit like that. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, Uzi also touches a different.
It's
I feel like different graphic and different genre of music that he just hits.
He also got a collab album with Future that couple songs on that was playing through the whole summer.
It was, and I
Drink and Smoke was rocking for a long time.
I do not like that album.
I didn't think it was a good album either, but them folks
but
was
I mean,
rocking
that Drinking and
with
Smoking
Drinking
was
and
that shit was
Smoking.
going up for a long time.
Come
I was
on
like,
now.
yo, y'all still play this shit?
Come on now.
Yeah, you be in the club and you hear that shit, like, oh, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, turn this up a little bit,
It's
dog.
one
This
of
shit
the ones
kinda,
that's
it
gonna
is.
last. That's gonna age well.
I think Uzi do have like a few songs that are like.
Uzi got some joints.
He got some joints that I'm like, hey man, turn it up a little bit. Turn that shit up a little
Uzi
bit.
talented, man.
He is. I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but I mean, I think he's extremely talented.
Yeah, you are.
He's
that's tough. You just have to. But yeah, I mean, I love to see that versus between all three of them. To be honest with you, because I think that's like get y'all the fuck out of here. But even though Yachty got a couple of them things too.
He does. And I think Yachty's talented like outside of him like rapping.
Yeah.
I think because I mean you see like he's wrote for people. He does production and he has a smart mind like to get like he does all that other shit outside of rap.
Yeah.
I think his music just is like it don't really be hitting. I'm like
yeah, it's kind of
his voice is one of them.
He
that
doesn't have a rapper's voice.
He doesn't.
Real nasally and all that shit.
It is. But I mean, hey man.
But shout out to him. I mean, I know he contributed to the Her Loss album.
He definitely did. He had a few
explains
beats.
why
some of them joints.
the way it sounds.
Some of them joints sound like Lil Yachty. Like it should have been Lil Yachty on it.
I didn't like it, but okay.
No. I'm saying like some of the beats you can tell like if you just took them off and put Lil Yachty, that's his song, like his production.
That explains.
Yeah,
why
so
the album wasn't great.
Hey man, y'all let us know what y'all thought of Her Loss, man. Y'all go back and listen to it fully and thoroughly. Let us know what y'all think about this 21 and Kodak. I mean, if y'all want to throw Uzi in there, but I want to see the 21 and Kodak. You know what? One of these days, we're just gonna give you snippets of it. We're gonna do a 21 versus Kodak.
Have to go straight mixtapes. Yeah, 21 got a hell of a mixtape catalog.
He do. That's
I know what Kodak was doing. He was like 16, 17. So come on now.
12 in jail. So yeah, I definitely I want to see that.
Hell yeah.